Okay, gusto ni Danica Natui Gayo, or Sue Solway, as many people know me. Can you all hear me back there? Should I be a little bit closer? First and foremost, my parents are Adrian and Cheryl Solway. I come from the Solway and Medicine Shill families, as well as the Bear Chief and Smith families. I grew up in Siksika. I lived there until I was 17. I graduated from the Siksika Nation High School. I then moved to Calgary to pursue post-secondary education, and I have been living here since. So I really am an urban Siksika resident, just like you guys. I graduated from the University of Calgary with a Bachelor of Arts degree in International Indigenous Studies. So really, that program, what that means is that I have, I guess, the capability or the ability to look at our First Nation issues from a real academic perspective, being able to look at other nations and communities on an international level and see what they're doing and what is working for them. In our program, we did a lot of case studies, so that's something that I would like to take to this position. I am currently the environmental coordinator with Siksika Lands and Resource Management. This is a job that I'm very passionate about. My day-to-day work consists of ensuring the protection of our on-reserve land, water, air, wildlife, vegetation, biodiversity, all the natural systems that we belong with as interconnected to our people. My slogan is "We are the land," and I highly respect that in all of our day-to-day and all of our issues that we're facing, just to really bring back that connection to the land and apply it to our everyday lives. I know living in Calgary, that can be a huge disconnect. In personal experience, I have had, I guess, my own personal battles living here in Calgary, and like Jenny had said, you know, it's so important to maintain those relationships with our family, but I realize that not all of us have that opportunity. But I highly encourage the support, the community support that we have here in Calgary amongst each other. I have different work experiences. They range from communications and journalism, youth work, employment relations, small business advising, First Nation relations, and an entrepreneur. And these are all First Nations focused. I've really dedicated my life to just working in First Nations development and wellness. I understand that Calgary has a lot of issues. I faced them, you know, firsthand experience, housing issues, the cost of living, the rising cost of rent, the rising cost of groceries, the rising cost of daycare. You know, I have a small family, and you know, all those struggles are very real to me living in the city. Mental health addictions, all of that stuff. And it's so important that we can find support at our nation, right, with our nation. The reason why I chose to run is because I believe strongly in our people. We have a lot of barriers, we have a lot of issues, we know that. We don't have to spend all night talking about them. But what I like to bring to the table is hope and optimism. We need to band together, talk about our stuff, put everything out on the table, and try to figure out solutions. How can we help each other? And we all have basic human rights that need to be protected. We have cultural rights. We have our treaty rights. Treaty rights is a huge part of who we are. No matter where we're coming from, we come from a strong, we inherited strong, intergenerational, traumatic, you know, all those words, oppressive, all those words that are kind of triggers. We've all inherited that system. So really the question is, where do we go from here? And I believe, personally, federal government needs to work with us. We have to be that voice. Federal government will pass bills, they will pass all kinds of strategies they want consultation, but what does that look like? What does that really mean? We need to be that voice. Okay, thank you.